Oh, do you know, I just feel like 5 minutes is not enough, but it is. We can just, touch with the messages. It's awesome.
I know. Yeah.
But we've got another brilliant guest, haven't we, tonight?
We do.
And this lady is a friend of yours.
Yes, she is indeed. Yes.
So I'm going to let you introduce her.
You're going to that's absolutely fine. Okay. So our guest tonight is Nadia Brajami, and she's from Dublin in Southern Ireland, originally from France. And she's a mind coach, a psychic medium, international, and she's a mentor, and she's a tutor as well. She's also an intuitive development, empowerment, and trauma specialist. An international trade business management. She has got a good business in Ireland, and her background is corporate business as well. But Nadia and I work together at times as well. But she is a lovely soul that we met years ago, didn't we, Nadia?
Many years ago. Bring her in. Hiya.
Hello, good evening.
Hiya.
Hi.
Absolutely, and thank you very much, first of all, for having me here. I'm sorry, I've been very sick as well, so my voice might sound a bit strange at times, or I might cough, so apologize. Very happy to be here. And yes, absolutely, Alice, a couple of years ago, yes, when actually first year I was in Dublin, Alice served in the spiritual church next to where I live. And I looked at her and I said, I want to work with this lady. And there you go.
Yeah. I'm sorry you're so early just now, Nadia. I'm sorry you're going through that at the moment.
Yeah, everyone just seems to be ill at the moment. There's all these bugs flying around.
Yeah, it's pretty bad, like the chest and everything. But anyway, nothing shall defeat me. I will not be defeated. I'm here.
Good. So Nadia, how did it start off? We always ask on Spiritual Talk, how did your journey start?
Well, I think I might not be very original. I would say from childhood, really, really childhood. You know, when people think you have imaginary friends, I see that in my own therapy sessions, parents bringing children thinking they just have issues with imaginary friends. And to be perfectly honest, at the time for me, it wasn't imaginary friends, it was spirits, But obviously my mother, I love very dearly my mom, she's very spiritual, but the time she was very scared of the people that she couldn't see in person, so she said, no, don't say that. Don't talk about them. Leave them where they are and just focus on the living. So obviously now she loves what I do. She respects what I do, but she's still a bit scared of what she can't see. So it really started when I was very young. And I to be honest, I just wanted to shut it off as I was growing up because I was very driven, had to succeed, wanted to have good grades, and then you just want to fit in, really. Just want to fit in and be like everybody else. You don't want to be the weird one or the hoo-hoo one. And that really probably lasted until 2013, where I rented a house with my partner at the time, and I just feel very strange when I rented the house. And I actually don't really talk about this very openly, but I'm going to say it tonight. And then when I started living in the house, there was a spirit in the house who tragically passed himself to the spirit world.
Okay.
And he was there all the time. And obviously at the time I freaked out and I thought I was going mad. And I said, oh my God, I'm living in a haunted house. But he actually really, funnily enough, he's probably the one who put me on this journey for real. And he said, you need to use the ability you have to help other people. And obviously he told me his story, and something changed at the time, and I just said, right, okay, I need to do something with that. I need to use it. I didn't really use it much until I came to Ireland about 6 years ago. But I just knew at the time that there were too many signs that were pushing me towards using the ability or being of service. Well, anyway, in my own way. So that was a a strange story, but I just obviously when I started talking to the spirit, I really thought at the time that I needed help. I said, like, I'm mad, I can't be doing this. I'm living with a ghost. And I said, I can't be coming back from work and talking to somebody who is actually not there. But then obviously it became so strong and so vivid, and the messages were very, very specific. And that was the beginning of the journey anyway, the beginning of the opening of my own mind to the spirit world.
Yeah. It's a new door that opens up, though, that you go with, don't you? You know,
yes.
this
time I had no choice, because he wouldn't go. He wouldn't go, and I know it sounds like in the movie, but he wouldn't go. He said, until you realize that you have to use what you can do to serve people and not leave the house.
So he acted like a messenger, really.
Absolutely, yes. And I did help somebody in his family, in fairness, because he gave me a lot of details, and I gave comfort to somebody close to this person. Asked for permission, obviously, at the time, because I was really starting. I wasn't really, professional medium or anything, so I didn't really know how to approach this. But I did bring him peace for sure. Yes, and he did bring me a lot of peace as well, for sure.
Yeah.
So, to ask a personal question, I'm so sorry. How was your partner in that particular time?
Let's have a good laugh now. Hope he doesn't listen. We're not together anymore.
Oh, okay.
No. But he was obviously very skeptical. And I did say, I said, listen, I don't like this house from the beginning. I said, there is something weird going on. And he kept saying, oh, you and all your weird things. There's nothing weird in this house. It's absolutely fine. And he was traveling a lot. I was traveling as well, but a lot of time I was on my own. And then his father passed, actually, a year after that. And I started giving him messages from his father. And that kind of opened something in him. And he said, oh, okay, she doesn't know all this. So how does she know that? So it did, I would say, start believing in it. But it was quite tough, like people would say now, like especially in France. I mean, maybe things are changing now, but in the UK and in Ireland, I have to say, I do feel people being more open to spirituality overall. But in France, people are, again, I don't like to generalize, but let's say overall, it's pretty black and white. But it did believe that there was something in the house anyway. Yeah.
So was you in France at that particular time?
Yes, absolutely. That was in France. Yes. Before I moved to Ireland.
Yeah, I want to know, actually, just be cheeky. How comes the French have got all the best wine? That's what I want to know. How come?
Well, in fairness, because they're the best at that. You have to give credit where credit is due. We have to.
Absolutely. So when did you? Because obviously you met Alice. When did you come over the water? Was it a calling to come?
Yes, absolutely. I have no problem. Yeah, I'll tell you exactly what happened is, shortly after all this, after we moved into the house, actually, no, a year before, I was diagnosed with brain tumors. So I had 3 brain surgeries, and I was paralyzed for a while because the spine was touched. And I'll spare you the details, but then I saw this as a wake-up call, like, again, a lot of people would do. But I really listened to the call because I had several health issues and I was working a lot, and I never really understood. I never wanted to see that I wasn't on the path I was supposed to be. And I promised to myself, I had 3 surgeries. The last one in June 2015, I went downstairs before, like the evening before, and I prayed to the universe, God, every higher realm, and I said, okay, if I survive, I'm gonna get my acts together. I promise. Give me a chance to live the life I'm supposed to live. I didn't know what it was yet, but I then obviously I recovered, and thankfully, and then I found a hypnotherapist, because I'm a trained hypnotherapist in France. And she helped me a lot through my grief. My life is a life of grief. I've lost a lot of people in different conditions, and everything was coming back. When I got better, everything was coming back to me: the grief, the anger, the emotions, the spirits, like the spirit in the house as well. And I just went to see this lady. She helped me tremendously, and then I just knew I was ready to go back abroad again. And then I lived in Scotland for 7 years, so I was getting ready to go back to the UK. But then the company found my CV out of nowhere in Dublin. I have no clue, still up to today, how they found me, because I never applied. But they found me, and I got the job 6 years ago. Came here, and I just knew I left everything behind. I ditched the partner. I gave all the stuff to charity, and I just took my cat, my suitcase, and I said, okay, these are the important things. He can go.
I want to ask. It did make me laugh when he said ditch the partner. You're not are you a relationship counselor as well? Because that's,
I am actually. I do relationship, but I do it with hypnosis. But I do it. I do couples work as well. Yes.
Okay. It's just when he said ditched him. Yeah.
Sorry, that's the therapist talking a bit.
Yeah.
But so the important thing was the cat and my suitcase with my books. So I came here for the first time in my life. I had to share a flat, which never happened to me. And it was pouring the rain, like typical Irish weather. It was dark. And when I landed in Dublin in October, I just thought very briefly, why are you doing this to yourself, Nadia? Go back home. It's not too late. Don't do this to yourself. But I just knew. I knew. Then obviously I moved to another flat. I just knew that I had to be in Ireland. And I know that my dad, who passed when I was very young, sent me to Ireland because I kept getting books about Dublin, I had no clue why, because I didn't know Ireland at all. And then I know I was guided here by the spirit world, and it makes total sense now, for sure.
Yeah. You also, when you came to Ireland, it's quite recently, isn't it? You won an award
last year for the best hypnotherapist of the year, and this year I won another award. I'm just waiting to. I don't want to talk publicly because it's not public, but I won another mental health award that will be public in April as well. Yes.
Yeah. But you won one last year, though.
Yes,
that is public knowledge.
Yeah.
So you've done quite a lot then since you came to Dublin.
Well, it's a calling. I think we will all agree here that when Oprah Winfrey always says, if you don't listen to the whispers of your soul, they become cries. So my soul was whispering, but I never heard. And then at some stage when you get sick, you think, uh-oh, there is something to understand. And then as soon as I came, I just knew. I took the job, obviously, and like the day job, as I call it. I was very grateful for that. But I said, this is not me. I don't want to hide anymore. And my calling is to help other people. So definitely through mediumship, but also through therapy and coaching. I just knew, and I was always passionate by the subconscious mind. So in a very short period of time, I trained, and I did a lot of mentorship for myself as well, and mediumship, trained with different tutors as well. And it's ongoing learning, as we all know. But in a very short period of time, I just knew that's what my sole purpose was. And I said, well, stop wasting time. So now actually I can't stop. I can't unplug. Now I'm on the end now. I need to slow down.
So I've only had one operation on my head, and that was traumatic. So for you to go through 3 is pretty amazing. And Chrissy's made a comment. My son had 3 operations to remove a brain tumor removed. You and him are an inspiration to go through all that. It's not an easy thing to go through. Well done, you.
Thank you, Chrissy. Thank you very much. Appreciate the feedback. And well done. Fair play to your son as well. It's never easy. Well, to just make you laugh, when I had my last surgery, everybody knew I was doing okay in the morning, because the first thing I did when I woke up was to call for the nurse and say, I'm going to sue you if you cut my hair. So everybody knew I was doing okay then. My hair, like, obviously was cut. It was very, very, very disturbed by the fact that my hair was cut. So,
yeah.
So fundamentally, you're still doing your mediumship though. You're still offering.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you're still offering readings as well. How does that fit in with your hypnotherapy as well? Do the two worlds collide or not?
Yes, in a very spiritual way, shall we say? Spirit has always a way to do the right thing. When I started my hypnotherapy at the beginning, like when I came to Dublin, and I also started training in mediumship in the US and the UK online, and in my mind it was right. I'm going to focus on the therapy, the coaching, and I'm going to keep the spiritual work, and just for my own growth, or maybe to help a few people like this. And that's how I even started my business, focusing on my therapy work and my coaching, and thinking that the spiritual side of me would just be not a hobby, but just something on the side, just something I would do on the side. And then as I was training and growing, spirit had other plans for me, and they said, no, I don't think so. Said it's gonna be the other way around. So you're gonna be a therapist, you're gonna use your skills, but we're gonna lead the way for you. So when I work with my clients, I always say I'm not a by the book therapist. I don't go through templates. The clients will tell you what they need. You read their energy, you feel them, and then obviously use therapeutic and techniques. But my mediumship and the spirit world are actually helping me to understand, to read in between the lines of what my clients are telling me, to give them the best approach in what they need. Now, I'm not giving messages when I do therapy, obviously. I do therapy. But the way all this blends is that you're just more open to the person. They're not just a client, a number. You really tune in with them. And this rapport is very important. The spirit world just make sure that, right, what they need. And that's how I work now anyway. They totally reverse the trend and they said, no, it's not gonna be a hobby. We're gonna be there all the time.
I don't know about you, but Nadia, your energy is amazing. It's really, yeah. And obviously being a friend with Alice as well. Alice, sometimes we kind of get used to our friends and we don't always. But yeah, you've got an amazing energy, and I have been looking at some of your shorts. You do a lot of shorts online, as well, and you radiate a lot of energy. In terms of that crossover with okay, let's look at me as a dummy. Okay, don't use that literally. I come to see you for some hypnotherapy. How would you help? Alice has just got that joke. I could just see that.
Yeah,
it's okay.
I love that. So, right, okay, I know you're a counselor as well, aren't you? You're a therapist as well, Paul.
Well, I'm a medium. I mean, I suppose I generally give readings. Yeah, I guess you could call that as a therapist.
But so I always offer a free discovery call to everybody for the simple reason that I don't want people just to book with me without knowing me, first of all. Because as I said, I'm not to buy the book. If they're just expecting somebody to just help them, quit smoking and nothing else, I'm not going to be a good fit for them. So the way it works is when we do the discovery call, they ask question, I listen to them, they explain what they're looking for, and I explain who I am as well and how I work. So yes, for sure, if somebody's coming I'm a trauma therapist, so somebody comes for trauma, they'll start talking to you about, I don't know, something that happened in the childhood, and then you realize the self-esteem is, affected, the self-sabotage, confidence. So we work therapeutically, we build a therapy plan. But what I mean is, if I was just to listen to what the client tells me, I would be missing what they really need to work on. Because people would come and just tell me, oh, I need to weight loss. Great example. When we talk about hypnotherapy, people just, a lot of people think weight loss, quit smoking, fears and phobias. So weight loss, a few clients would come for weight loss or sugar addiction or anything like that. And they say, I need you to help me to stop eating all the donuts and the chocolate, etc. So if I was just to start by just tackling the food problem with hypnosis, you would probably get results. Is it going to be lasting? I don't know. But then when you intuitively connect with the person, and you ask more questions because you're guided to ask the right questions in a nice, uplifting way, you understand that the sugar is not the problem. The food is not a problem. We will help you with the food, of course, but we just need to look at something a little bit deeper to understand how you can cut down on the sugar, So it's hard to explain as such. I'm not obviously throwing at people saying, right, we're gonna have your grandfather coming in the middle of the session and giving you a message. It's like we're doing hypnotherapy, we're building a therapy plan, but my spiritual side, my intuitive side, the spirit will, maybe just the way they work with me in this case, just help me to ask the relevant question and dig a little bit deeper without putting the client under pressure and having them feel awkward or uneasy. So that's how I work on the therapy side. But then, to be honest and hand on heart, and I'm very happy, most of my clients come to me because they say, oh, you'll understand me, because people think I'm weird. I had a lovely client, a new client tonight, actually, a lovely lady, a brand new client. She the discovery call, and she said, well, I came to you because I went on your website and I was drawn to you because I knew you would understand what I'm going through, and I just knew you wouldn't think I'm weird or who or strange, because I don't want just to go to a therapist to talk about what happened to me. I want somebody to understand why I'm like that, and to be able to really help me. I don't want just to talk about what happened, and that's something that really obviously made me, very happy. But I believe in the vibes. I believe, and again, I always say the spirit world, because whatever I do, they hear. And I know, obviously, you also get the people that listen. We all get them. We get them in readings, we get them in in therapy. But there is a purpose for everybody. But overall, I know that in my line of work, teaching and readings, it's led by spirit. So the people that come to me know that the way I work with them will not be the usual therapy, shall we say.
Yeah, and also Dot has just brought up a really good point. Are we going to be moving more towards this holistic healing instead of the medical model?
No, a very good question, Dot. Thank you very much. This is actually, at the moment, I'm doing a lot of networking here in Ireland. I'm part of different groups. And my goal this year is to raise awareness among the allopathic, medicine, among GPs, among, medical centers, to help them understand that obviously we need, medication, we need doctors, we need surgeons, but just to open people's mind, to raise the awareness as regards to this complementary work that we can do, that we can bring, because medication does not solve everything. Somebody is depressed, somebody is anxious, medication will help them, of course, but it's not going to solve the mindset issues. It's not going to solve the trauma that happened when they were 5 or 6. So I truly believe, to answer the question, that we are moving towards a combined approach. It's going to take time. I know in the UK, for example, I have some friends who are practicing in the UK. They're probably more open to the combined approach. I'm part of the GHR, the General Hypnotherapy Register, which is UK based. I'm part of the CNHC as well, the Complementary Healthcare Council. So I know they're very, they work a lot with GPs and start to working a lot with the traditional allopathic medicine. In Ireland, it's a little bit, I wouldn't say closed, but it's a little bit more difficult at the moment, but people are opening up. They're opening up. And I generally believe that in the next maybe 10, 20 years, I can't, we're not fortune telling, but the people will move towards this blended approach, shall we say. If I need a doctor for something specific, but I also need something else. I need something to relieve, acupuncture, reflexology, hypnotherapy, mediumship, we can come back. These people forget how healing a reading can be. When we do a reading, we're not a therapist, of course, but people tend to forget that we're not fortune tellers. We're here to prove the continuity of life after death, but we're also here to heal something, to help at least to open a healing journey. It's not there yet,
Yeah, I understand that. I do. We had an excellent service in Scotland for homeopathy, and patients could actually come in as an inpatient, and then they took the whole service away, and it's just now been cut, it's not even cut in half, it's cut in quarter, and there's no one can go in now as an inpatient and get all the treatments that were available and all the classes that were available, the mind coaching, the empowerment, what you do, and relaxation, and also the homeopathy treatment. And because a lot of people who went there had pain. A lot of people had pain, but the pain was related to underlying issues, and they took it away, and yet it was an excellent service, and I feel if people, like what you said, if we all just communicate and work together, you know, what a great service we would have, you know.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't get me started on that one. It's a
Yeah, I know.
Tammy, hi Tammy. Tammy's put do you work with people who suffer with deep grief? Now
Absolutely.
that's a massive subject for a lot of people. And as mediums, we just give you that little bit of an insight. Mother's okay in the spirit world, but that's not enough, is it?
Now, I just actually posted a little short today on YouTube, and my last article, I write a few articles for different magazines, and my last article was about grief, the link between grief, self-esteem, and how hypnosis can help in this case. But definitely, to answer the question, I do work with people with deep grief in therapy, with hypnosis, to help them. I'm not a psychotherapist, so we're not going to go about what happened, but we're helping the people to get some new coping mechanism to be able to move forward in life with, obviously, their life here on earth. Now, with mediumship, of course, we all do work, as mediums with, healing messages and grief. But again, I agree with you, Paul. Probably it depends on the mediums as well. But when we do mediumship, we are not therapists. But I think I'm going to just add something maybe a little bit more, but go a little bit further, is that if we do, I have to be careful, I shoot myself in the foot here. If we'll do non-traditional mediumship, which is not just have a mother, she passed from cancer, she loves you, she loves to bake, and she has 3 daughters, and she brings you to November, which is amazing because we've done our job of great. Proof of survival. I've got mom. Yes, she passed from cancer. Yes, she had digestive issues. Yes, she has 3 daughters. Lovely. Everybody's happy. But for me, mediumship, this is the core part of mediumship, which is obviously you need to tell them who you're speaking to. They need to acknowledge and understand that we're not talking about somebody else's mother. But to me, real mediumship is when you can give the details, absolutely. But then when you go into the core, I don't even like to call it message, the emotions, you connect the emotions with the recipient and the spirit. And I even go beyond the message again. Yes, she loves you. How are you going to be finding a new job? Great. We need that. But what I mean is, we're not fortune tellers, so we're not going to tell them what to do, and I take this very much at heart. And no disrespect to people who do fortune telling, but I'm not a fortune teller, I'm a medium. But the mediumship for me is that emotions that we bring, is bringing this emotions between the recipient and the spirit, and to say, right, this is the real reconnection here. Yes, I know. Okay, but we connect the 2 worlds.
Yeah.
So grief can also be helped. Sorry?
I'm getting excited with what you're saying here because I love it. Love it. I absolutely love it.
You have to unplug me. I told you because I get carried away.
Well, I love this subject because it is something that we don't do enough of. And there's a great comment from Tracy. Can you see that one, Alice? Let's see if I can get it up on. Oh my gosh, sorry. Nadia, I'll do this really quickly. Hello, everyone. It's now important for science and holistic healing modalities to work more collectively. More important that we can all start treating the root causes, needs of people's problems. I absolutely agree, Tracy. Thank you for that comment.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more, Tracy. Thank you.
Yeah.
It is that dis-ease amongst ourselves, and this is the problem. And we let the pharmaceuticals even Liz here as allopathic medicines doesn't cure depression, it suppresses it and creates extra problems. There was some statistic I read somewhere that ladies, something like 40% of women are on antidepressants. It's just crazy. It just like you say, it suppresses problems for later problems.
Yeah.
Now I won't comment. Obviously, we're not GPs, so I won't comment on the medical side of things. We need medication, but I fully agree with the audience here that, and as we said with Alice and you, Paul, if we can just this hybrid combined approach where, when I had my brain tumors, believe me, I was very happy to have a surgeon, very happy to have the painkillers, and very happy to have the drips. But after that, I was left on my own to recover. All the best to you. And then you're okay. how do you recover from like the trauma of having been cut, your brain being open 3 times? You know, you need help. And this is where I was given, actually, in fairness, at the time. I never took them, by the way, but don't listen to my advice. It's my personal life. I was given some, you know, low antidepressant to be able to sleep. And I said, I'm not going there because I have no problem. I just want people to help me with the traumatic experience I had. I don't have any problem about how I feel about myself.
Yeah.
So we need the medication. We just need this combined approach. I generally believe that.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Yeah.
Yeah. Here's an outside. I mean, this is a first thought, obviously. Sometimes you hear cancer patients say they never felt so whole when they had cancer. So sometimes I kind of wonder, I mean, I've got a completely different perspective on life after my surgery. You know, I realized my mortality, etc., but I struggled with my minutiae of life. And it just changed my perspective. What I'm trying to say is, I wonder if the soul has any kind of connection with the trauma that we face for us to understand ourselves. You know, we're always in spiritual circles, they always talk about know thyself.
Yeah.
So maybe that's part of the biggest scheme of things anyway, which sounds really wrong. We all have to go through these traumas and dramas and experience to get to that position of being whole, to be healed. It's an interesting theory, isn't it?
And I actually, again, here, I really agree, because I know it's hard to say, right, we have to go through drastic events to know thyself, because very often you don't, I mean, again, I can only speak for myself, but if this didn't happen to me, I would have probably been doing the same thing and again, and doing probably, you know, the same lifestyle. And I do agree as well that it's quite sometimes difficult or even sad to have to wait for this drastic wake-up call. But I generally believe, and with all the people I've met through my trauma work, in my personal life as well, all the people that have been through huge difficulty have had that journey of knowing themselves. You know, they have started to realize, right, okay, this was the first part of my life, but it's not who I am. But I believe that you have to go through something to realize that that's the person you were not before, that you were before, is not who you truly are supposed to become anyway.
Yeah.
This is interesting from Dot. Can you see that one from Dot, Alice?
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Oh,
used hypnosis before surgery.
Yeah, can you imagine that? That's a great idea, isn't it?
Well, I do pain management, and it works very well. I have to be honest. I agree. Yes, but again, you know, this is an interesting comment. You know, when we work, and you asked me before how all these things blend with me, and they blend very nicely, because when we do mediumship or psychic work, not mediumship, let's say, we do go to that superconscious or subconscious mind anyway. We go through that part of the brain that is not a rational mind. When we do hypnosis, it's exactly the same. We use the subconscious mind. We go into that deep state of relaxation. So it's also about training the mind to believe something. That's what we do with hypnosis. We're changing the programs, but we're training the brain to believe that the pain is not, for example, in this case, is not as important as it seems to be. And then the pain diminishes, because you rewire the brain to think that, oh, I'm not in that much pain actually. And the pain does reduce for sure.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Chrissy's made a good point as well. So many guys, I love your comments, by the way. Thank you so much. Chrissy's made a comment. I asked about HRT and bad things about it, and then gave me the box of sertraline. I didn't take them no matter what I've been through for 24 years. It's interesting, isn't it? But then I feel with doctors, you get a 10 in the UK, we get like a 10-minute sitting with them. They don't have the answers. What can they do? They're not therapists. They're there to prescribe and to try and diagnose, not to prescribe. But they don't have, they're limited in what they can do, and that's a problem. That's why I think it would be good to have that more holistic approach that GPs could tap into more therapists.
That's my goal. I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission here. So
the trouble is though, not everyone can afford to go to a therapist, you know, so GPs should be making referrals, you know, and there should be a way there that the government actually covers that fee for people even like you, Nadia, where it is actually covered for people to be able to go and get some therapy. But most people you take the prescription or nothing and you're out the door on your own, you know.
And again, that's a battle, and especially again here in Ireland, it is a battle because the healthcare system is not very good. Let's say, there's no need to lie, and some holistic therapies are like refunded, but like hypnotherapy or complementary mental therapy, no chance. So indeed, not everybody can afford to have a course of session that will cost €1,000 in total, because it's an amount. But that's a pain point here, trying to be, like, we're totally accredited, registered, we're legitimate, know it well, but they're not adding us to.
No, they're not. And they should be adding you, though. Yeah, they should be, because it is, and I do agree. Someone pointed out about a surgeon giving hypnotherapy. And I know for a fact that there is surgeons that do give hypnotherapy, you know, prior surgical, but yet hypnotherapy doesn't seem to come into the equation, you know, on other aspects, which isn't right. It's not right, because it's a strong thing there that actually does get into the subconscious mind, and it does help. It helps with patients, especially patients with trauma and patients who are anxious or nervous, you know, about going for major surgery. You know,
I do get some referrals from GP, but very few, because the mentality is not there yet. You know, it's like, as you said, it's prescription or nothing. You get something, and then you're on your own. Really, we have to be honest.
Yeah, it's a shame. It is a shame. Yeah,
but you never know. You know, things step by step. I really am a very optimistic person, and you know, it takes one person and another person, and we talk and we meet and we start to plant seed in people's mind. And results are there, because people have really good results.
Yeah. You do an amazing work. You do an amazing job for people. You really do.
Oh, thank you. I love it. It's like calling.
Yeah. Oh, you do.
Yeah. Ward has just made a great comment. Charlie as well earlier. If I can get this up, it's a big one. So hold on, bear with me. Oh, it's just gone. Just disappeared now. Hang on. Where's he gone? Here you go.
Yeah.
People have an amazing power to give a place to the pain and sorrow they carry. They can understand and let go of things that will haunt them throughout life. We can learn from the pain and mistakes we have made. So we believe that things happen for a reason, that people change in order to learn and let go, that things go wrong so we can be grateful when they go right. But can I also add to that as a little caveat? For those that carry pain, how do they release that pain if they don't know how to? When you can be in such a deep, dark place, how do you consciously go, do you know what? I've had enough of this. How do I release this? How do you empower yourself? Sometimes people go in such deep holes.
On your own, it's very difficult.
So there's no right or wrong answer for lots of people.
Can I just say, did you see Rachel's comment there? Rachel, the Trauma Research UK?
Trauma Research UK is a fantastic charity. They do mentorship programs for anxiety, health anxiety, PTSD, etc. You can join them, be a member and therapy. Thank you, Rachel.
I'm not surprised in the UK you are like, there's more things than in Ireland. As I said, I'm not surprised. Thanks, Rachel.
Thank you.
Yeah, and this, I'm not sure how true this is, Chrissy, but the thing is that the private sector, we live in a capitalist society, and that's the problem with the crossover. You know, they're not always thinking about our health, they're thinking about profit. And unfortunately, that comes from living in a capitalist society. But less said on here, because we're going to be spiritual and lots of love. Okay, we can't hide from the reality of of the world we live in. But in this is our place to talk about spiritual stuff rather than I don't want to go into other stuff because I'll get on my high horse and I won't stop. So yeah, guys, it's been absolutely brilliant having you on here, and we're gonna do some more messages in a minute. But I've kind of got here. I'm kind of getting a sense and a feeling that Nadia might help us with the messages. How are you feeling, Nadia?
Yeah.
Oh, so we're in for a treat, guys. We're in for a treat. Thank you for everyone who's asked questions and information. Oh, what's that one? Oh, that's interesting. Last one. Actually, before we go into messages, Nadia, there's one from Tammy. There's one more question we'd like to ask.
Right. No, that's an interesting one.
Like an ancestral history. I get what she's saying.
Yeah, so like it's always a question I usually don't talk about openly as a therapist, because as a therapist I always believe that we have to be careful not influencing our clients. As a person, I would reply yes. As a person, yes. As a therapist, I'm withdrawing.
Yeah,
but I do believe that we inherit. I generally believe it. Yes, for me anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely love your approach, Tracy's. But I absolutely love your approach and belief system. You're a pioneer for much needed change. I have worked in acute psychiatry for 25 years and am an energy healer and spiritual worker. All modalities are very important. Amen to that.
Thank you very much, Tracy. Absolutely. Yes.
So,
well,
guys,
thanks for having me, by the way. It was lovely.
Okay. For some reason, we got an echo. Is anybody going through speakers, separate speakers? Alice, if you got separate speakers, because we got a really bad echo going on.
No, just on my laptop, nothing else. Yeah.
No.
Rachel's just said it. I'm a member of that charity. It costs her £30 for the whole year, and honestly, really recommend it. Also, you can email if finances are a struggle. Oh, that's brilliant. That is fantastic.
Thank you, Rachel.
Yeah. Carol, don't worry. Carol, don't forget to pick a winner. We'll do that towards the end, guys. So we're going to ask you to keep sharing. If you also would like to contact Nadia, there's her email address going across the bottom of the screen as well. And you've got stuff on YouTube as well, Nadia?
Absolutely, yes, YouTube. Well, I mean, when you put my first name, my last name, and you put Dublin next to it, there's only one. There's only me. You can't miss me.
Awesome.
Yeah, you can't miss me.
Awesome. Okay, so we're now going to go into messages. We're going to share the link again. I was going to ask you while we're doing this, Nadia, what's next for you?
What's next for me? Right, I'm gonna be very short here. I have a goal because I love teaching. So my goal is to have my business here now full time, but my goal is to open like a pioneering anyway or innovative education center in Ireland, in the Cotswolds, in the UK, and in Britain, in France. Don't ask me why. I'm just led to these 3 destinations, and where we would actually help people and help kids from a very young age to start understanding their self-healing tools, understanding building their confidence, understanding building, overcoming. I'm not going to say overcoming trauma, but understanding some self-healing techniques and educating parents and children. I have to be careful with education because I'm not a teacher, but making people aware of how they can heal themselves, how they can progress, as well in life, using different modalities with, spiritual modalities, using energy healing, using hypnosis, the power of the subconscious mind. But I would like to also provide this to younger children with the parents, so we avoid this trauma afterwards. We can't avoid every trauma, but we can probably limit something if we start educating both the parents and the children. So that's my project long term.
I love that. That sounds fantastic. Did you say Brittany as well? The Cotswolds?
Brittany, yes. And the Cotswolds. The Cotswold, that spirit. From a couple of years ago, they said, you have to do something in the Cotswolds. I've never been there. Don't ask me. But I know I have to do that.
Whoever your team is in the spirit world had clearly got taste. So Brittany is the most beautiful place in the world. And so is the Cotswolds. So that's all I'm saying.
There must be posh spirits. I'll have a posh spirit team.
Oh, and they probably like wine. That's all I'm saying. There's a lot of wine.
That's me.
I'm going to the Cotswolds this year for the first time.
Oh, wow.
So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
Beautiful. You'll love it around there.
Well, I'm going to have to go as well because I've looked into it and it's just, I am already in love.
Ladies, there's a lot of English wine around there as well, producers. I just wondered if there was a common thread. That's all. I didn't know, but no, I love Brittany. It's a beautiful place in the world. Whereabouts in Brittany? Are you from that area?
Not at all. Not at all. I'm actually near. I come from near Lyon, between Lyon and Geneva, so the northeast. Yeah. But when I was living in France, I was really drawn to Brittany, so I used to go on holiday very often. As you can see, I love Scotland, Ireland, Brittany. So I'm a person that doesn't like the warm climates. So that's probably the common thread if you this one.
Yeah. No disrespect to Scotland, but from Britain, well, from France to Scotland, that's cold. That is cold up there.
Well, when I lived in Scotland, to be perfectly honest, people used to tell me, "Oh God, it's really cold and it's raining all the time." No, it's not like.
Not really. No.
Not really.
No.
Not really, to be honest. No. It's like I didn't see a big difference. It was a bit cooler than in France. Like, for example, in Ireland, it's definitely raining far more than it was raining. For sure. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm not going to say, "Oh, Jesus," because I really seem Irish now. Yes. For sure, yes.
I think it depends on the part of Scotland, and up north it's very, very cold up north. But the west of Scotland, where I am, it's still cold, but it's not.
That was in the borders.
It's not like what people say. It's always raining all the time. Is it freezing up there? Is it snowing? And it's not always nice. It just depends on where you are.
When I see people walking around the city in t-shirts, they must be Scottish at night time, out on their own. Must be Scottish.
Well, come to Dublin. You'll be surprised, when it's like 30 degrees, which no, it never happens. 20 degrees, people have a jumper. But when it's like -2, it happens as not, but like people walk with a t-shirt. So I'm trying to understand the logics behind all this. I haven't found it yet.
Yeah.
Okay, we better get some work, guys. Are you ready? Who wants to go first? Has anybody got anybody?
I know I have a gentleman. I know I have somebody. Now, hopefully somebody can take him. But shall I go first?
Do you want to go first? Okay.
Yep. So now, as I was talking, during the show, I know I have a gentleman. And the way it comes to me is limping. So I know he's limping. And so he's coming to me and he says, "I'm limping and I'm really struggling to walk." And this is, I know he's a very proud gentleman, and the fact that he was limping towards the end of his life was something he was very conscious about, because he is a very independent gentleman, very outgoing, very active. And I do feel I'm drawn outdoors with this gentleman. I do feel like a father or a grandfather. And I know, as I said, the limping was very important. And I know that was the outdoors was important. I know the animals were important. I am drawn to a farm. So I can't say if the gentleman was living on a farm or if he had like, a place in nature that he would go. But I know that he needed to be outdoors and with animals. And the limping, as I said, he was limping towards the end. And now he's telling me, and he's smiling at me, and he said, "That killed me anyway." It's not what took him to the spirit world, obviously, but it just really reduced what he could do in life. Does anybody? Okay, my uncle lived at a farm. Right. Okay, Jordan. Now, I didn't know. I felt a father, but it could be an uncle, could be somebody. Would you understand everything else apart from the relationship that I gave Jordan?
It could be an uncle.
Yeah. But would you understand everything else I said?
No, not yet. It's not come through yet.
Because the limping is very important. This is something that he came with first. Okay, yes. Because that's the first thing he brought to me. And do you understand the personality as well? This gentleman would have been very, very active. And the fact that he was limping towards the end, I do believe as well with what he's coming with now, that I'm not living much after this is happening. I know that then he would have gone to the spirit world not long after, this event happened or made him limp. That's also important because he kept using the word, smiling at me, but saying, "This killed me." Literally, Yeah, okay. Grandfather was a farmer with a limp. I do feel, I have to be honest, can I maybe hear somebody's voice? I do feel it's more a father or a grandfather. I have to be very honest, more than an uncle. I'm going to stay with what spirit gives me. And I know this gentleman really comes as a father or a grandfather. Simon, do you want maybe to? Okay, Jordan as well. Right, okay. Perfect sense. Let me just go and see what else I have here. Yeah. Do you understand the fact, both of you, that this gentleman wouldn't have necessarily be, I'm putting it in a nice way, he's looking at me and smiling at me, and he's just telling me, just go without the fluff. Don't try to make my message look fancy. So he's just telling me to give you the message straight to the point. And he says, and he's telling me that he preferred animals to people. He preferred the outdoors to being with too many people. I do feel with this gentleman that it's not that he's not uncomfortable with people because he's such a strong personality. He manages, but if he can choose, he would prefer to be outdoors with his, animals and his own work. Does that make sense to any to one of the two or both of you?
Yeah, Simon's put a thumbs up.
Yeah, okay. Now, who's the
Jordan's
second
putting
person?
loads of yeses to this.
Okay, so let me just get something. I love it. You see, this is spirit, the challenges. Love it. Let's get something different. Okay, I know he's taking me to. I know there is a farm. I know he's taking me to a shed or to tools and I would say typical that when you have a farm, very often you have a shed, you have some tools. But I really feel that he's bringing me to some woodwork as well. Do you understand? You have, this gentleman liked to do some woodwork, something with his hands. He was very crafty. Does that make sense to anyone? And I know he's crafting something. I work a lot with feelings, but I can see now he's crafting and he's bringing me to woods.
Sorry, no, that's a scam.
Yeah.
I got some scammers in. We're getting rid of them.
Yeah.
Do you understand the craft part, or because I really feel he's crafting something? He's actually he's showing me with his hands. Now, I'm not saying he did this for a living or anything. It was more a hobby, but I know that he would have liked to spend his time with the craft, and I know wood would have been important here. Does anybody understand that? Okay. But do you understand the craft? Do you understand him making something? Okay.
So you got two fighting for this one.
Right, let's go. Get something different. Okay, now. Okay, do you understand your grandfather or your father or this gentleman naming his animals? He's giving me names. I have I don't hear the names, but I know he's naming the animals because he's showing me the animals and he's giving them a name and he's very fond of, he knows them all very well. Does that make sense? And not just funny names. I know they have specific names and I know it's important for him. And it's interesting. It brings me to conscious. He's a conscious farmer. Do you understand? I keep hearing this. The love of animals is very important with this gentleman. Okay, Simon says yes. Okay. Are we just left with Simon or just tell the other?
Yeah, I'm just asking Simon to come in. If you can come in, Simon, that would be fantastic to see you again. So the funny thing is, I did a reading for this gentleman today.
Right.
So, yeah, I'm just.
Excuse me.
So do you want to, whoever is left, if it's only one, do you want to come in maybe? I don't mind putting anybody, I can.
Both can take it. Both.
Right, okay, so no, okay. Let me go even more specific. Okay, no. It's showing me his hair now. Do you understand? I'm trying to get more specific details. Would you understand, any one of you, that this gentleman would have been losing some hair towards the end. He used to have very nice hair because he seems to be very self-conscious about his hair. And I'm not talking about the gray hair. I'm just talking about having less hair. And here again, he seemed to be very conscious about his appearance. Okay, that's okay. Right, okay, because I really feel like really less and less hair. That's okay. And both of you still take that?
Yeah, would you understand the cancer with him, Simon, or less hair, losing hair? That would have been.
Yeah, because the hair, again, is very conscious. Everything about this gentleman is like my mobility, my independence is affected. So the limbic, then I knew there was an underlying condition that took him to the spirit world. Now he's got less hair, and the fact that he's getting weaker is really affecting his life overall. For him, that's what killed him, not
Yeah,
the
no, Simon can't take that.
So I'm gonna come with then who, and I feel more drawn to the other person because the other person said grandfather, I think. Jordan, did you say it was your grandfather?
No, I think Jordan said uncle. I'm not sure.
He said
No, but
uncle.
did Jordan say grandfather before?
No, he said uncle.
Simon.
Oh, did
Simon was grandfather.
Oh, sorry.
So yeah.
But do you understand everything else apart from the relationship then that I got? Yeah, okay, uncle, that's okay. Do you want to come in the room, Jordan?
Yeah, he's struggling because his phone settings won't let him come in.
Okay.
So he tried to come in earlier, and bless him,
That's
he couldn't get in.
So anyway, everything else makes sense. Yes, she said. Yeah, is it Jordan?
Yeah, Jordan said everything.
Okay. So I'm going to get a message. I don't mind working like this. That's okay. Don't worry. I'll get a message for you to give the time to Alison. I don't want to rob your time. So you see, the way he came to me and this active side and this really, the fact that he wasn't mobile anymore towards the end, that he couldn't really do what he wanted. That just gives me that feeling. And here he's telling me that. Go for it. The world is your oyster. Go for it. It's as if you're actually thinking of doing something, but you're not too sure. And it's as if you're like, I'm not going to say you're not confident, but he's telling me the world is your oyster. I was sick and I couldn't do much towards the end, but he says you can still do whatever you really want to do. It's as if he's actually telling you not to limit yourself. Okay, because I really feel that don't limit yourself, don't settle into something when you can do something bigger. And I really get that movement with him, So if you were waiting for an answer, a sign or guidance, I can tell you with this gentleman is very straightforward and he keeps telling me to stop being fluffy. So I'm just going to give you the message very bluntly. Go for it. There you go. Yeah, well, and I mean, again, remember, we're not fortune telling, but he just keeps telling me, do it. And he used the word oyster. Okay? So we leave all his love with you. I know that he is there, even if sometimes we don't think about everybody, but he's definitely there looking after you. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. That was lovely. Thank you very much. How are you doing, Alice? I've got someone, but I'm going to hold on to them.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, well, I've actually got a gentleman coming forward, but the place Keithley in Yorkshire seems to be quite relevant to this man. So he either lived there or there's someone here that lives there. But Keithley, Yorkshire, is very, very relevant.
That's quite specific as well, isn't it? Yorkshire.
Is very relevant to this man. I feel as well that he talks about he had an illness as well before he passed. But he talks about his chest. Lots and lots of chest problems he had as well. And he says he's got a daughter or a daughter-in-law in spirit world with him as well. But the actual place Keithley in Yorkshire is very much part of him or his family, or it's very relevant with him. Okay. But he also says he's got a daughter in spirit world. She's beside me now, he says. So his daughter's with him now. I don't feel this man was an old man when he passed. He doesn't feel old, but yet I feel there was something. It's that Liz. Was that Walker's saying yes?
Wackers, yeah, Liz Wackers. I love that surname, Liz.
Is it Walker's? Right. Okay.
Wackers, yeah.
Okay.
Just because it reminds me of wacky races. Do you remember
Wacky
that?
races. Okay. Okay. Would we be able to get Liz on, Paul? Would
If
be
you
able
can
to
come in,
on?
that'll be great.
If not, then maybe just do it through the comments messenger. Then, as long as you can take where Keighley, Yorkshire, would be relevant, Liz, because that is where the calling card is really on this.
That's really important. When they give you information like that, that's what they're specific.
So if you can take that, even put in the comments box.
No, she's killed us. No, I said yes to someone else. Okay.
Oh, right. Okay. So that's fine. Okay. Right. So it's, as I say, I've got Keighley, Yorkshire, very relevant with this man. He talks about having a daughter in spirit world as well. And the name Paul comes in as well. I don't know if it's his name or relevant to where it's relevant at the moment, because I don't have my other connection here. So I'm just bringing in the information that I'm actually receiving. And I also know that there was some sort of chest issue, a lung problem with this man as well. But can I just I'm just having a wee look here to see if I'm getting drawn to where is that name gone? Where's the name gone? Is it Zoe or
Zoe?
Zoe? Is it Zoe?
Zoe Toombs?
Yeah, I felt quite drawn to her. But if anyone else can take what I'm given, then please let me know. But remember, Keighley, Yorkshire is very, very important. Either something to do with him and his past, or something to do with someone here that lives there. Okay, but that is very important. Okay. 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 And he's with his daughter. Okay, his daughter's in spirit world. All right. Chest condition. I see the hospital with him as well. He talks about, I was a survivor of cancer, and then this hit, or something to do with survivor of cancer, and then this hit me. So there's something to do with this coming in as well. Are you getting anything there, Paul?
Zoe's put, I'm going to the Yorkshire Dales in July, but I don't know where.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Zoe, can I just, can you take the rest of the information that I'm giving you with a gentleman in spirit world, and there is a daughter connected with him in spirit as well, and also and mum in spirit. I just got mum in spirit as well here. I don't feel this gentleman was old though when he passed. Can you understand any of that?
If you can come in, Zoe, that'll be brilliant.
Yeah.
Rachel's put, it could be a daughter-in-law.
Okay, that's fine. Daughter-in-law. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I get it. It's the same vibration anyway, so until I open it up. Okay.
Sue Penrith can take it.
Okay. All right.
You got 3 now.
Okay. I'm going to narrow it down though, because
Sue Zoe can't take it.
Okay, that's fine. There's something about Yorkshire then, and I did get round about Keighley, Yorkshire. So
Jordan's back.
Yeah. Okay. Who was the other person before?
Sue and Rachel Arnold.
Sue Penrith, can you take where the Yorkshire connection of Keighley comes in? round about that area? Or have I lost you completely there?
No, they're there. Sometimes we get a delay on Facebook, so I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
It gets a bit caught up.
Yeah. Okay. No bother. If someone can come on then, and then I
That'd
can
be
see,
lovely.
or even one or two people come on, and then we can see where we're going with it. That would be good.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you can try and come on.
That would be brilliant. I've put the link in about 10
Okay.
times. I'm just going to do it again.
Yes.
So you can see the link.
Yes. Sue says yes. Okay. If Sue, if you can't get on, then I'll continue on with you just now, okay? And if you can put in the comment box, that would be great, okay? But if you can understand, oh, wait a minute, yeah.
Then my granddad had lung cancer, brought up in Yorkshire. My dad played professional for Keeley, still living. His dad in spirit. My mum, which would be his daughter-in-law. I live in West Yorkshire.
Yes, can you come on, darling Rachel? Come on, because I'm getting the green flag here.
Yeah.
Okay, great. I just kept hearing Keithley, Yorkshire. They want to take it away from me. So great. So granddad had lung cancer. Was brought up in Yorkshire. Great. Your dad played professional for Keithley, still living. So that was where my connection was, where I was going, and I'd said that can be a connection of where I'm going. Your granddad, his dad, is in spirit world. My mum, which would be his daughter-in-law, his dad in spirit, and my mum, which would be his daughter-in-law. I live in West Yorkshire. That's great. That's fine. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm receiving here. Are you able to come on, Rachel? Would you be able to come on?
How do I get in, Paul? So if you see the link, just click to the duck. Just click on that link or on the duck. If you're, depends on whether what you're coming in on. If you can come in via where is it? Alice's page, Sparkle of Light Spiritual Medium, or my Paul Bannister Medium, or Jane Dance Medium page, and you'll come straight in. Just click on the link and you'll come in.
You'll come in and say hello.
Yeah, it'll be wonderful to see you. I know Rachel's been on quite a few times, said hello.
Well, she'll know how to get on then.
Be nice to put a face to a name, or name to a face.
Great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. So is that we should just talk amongst ourselves at this point? This is that no man's land. It's a bit like that if it was on a radio show, you know.
Well, I can't sing, so don't ask me to sing. Anything else I can do, but I'm not going to sing.
Well, Rachel's saying she's trying to get on. So,
okay. I'm trying. Hold on, but that's no problem. Okay. I'm
so
just
Chrissy's
sticking with them just now.
My dad's family came from Yorkshire, but I didn't know them all. My sister was in spirit, and my mum is in spirit, and my dad had lung cancer. Oh, there's a curveball right there.
Yeah, but does Keithley, Yorkshire mean anything?
Yeah, that's got but he doesn't know where. That's the problem. Whereas
no, I don't feel that. I feel
thank you
to Rachel, but thank you so much for coming and offering that. But I've got to stick to what I'm receiving, and Keithley is very specific as being on the direction I'm going to. So, or it was a connection with him in spirit. So I've got to just go with that. Okay, I'm just continuing on. I'm trying to stick with spirit, and I want to stick with them. So I'm getting pulled in and out at the moment, and I want to stick with them so as I can gather more information here, because there is okay, yeah, okay. Not able to go on, I don't think, though, Paul.
Probably not.
No,
so
I don't like it. Let me see. We should
put a little warning out to people, shouldn't we? If you're going to come in and come on Spiritual Talk and see the messages, make sure you've done your hair. Make sure you're dressed appropriately. We did have a lady come on once. It was in the bath.
Did you?
It was very funny. Yeah. and it was very funny. And luckily, she kept below the waterline.
Oh
So,
dear.
but it was very funny. She came on for a message. So, yeah,
Yeah.
we love it. We love to see people in their colours and slippers and dressing gown. We don't mind, do we, guys?
No. They probably mind though.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know I would.
Sometimes we can have anything between 1,000 views to 5,000 views a week. So not many people will see. So don't worry, guys. Only between us.
Yeah. Okay. Well, what was picking up then was this gentleman who was mentioned about Keithley, and the daughter there. She could understand that as well. But I was also picking up everything that I gave, but also the message to Rachel really was did she get kicked out? Is that what I'm
No,
hearing?
that was Carol. She got totally kicked out. Facebook does that sometimes. So that's why we're trying to get people onto our YouTube page, Spiritual Talk Live, so we can. Yeah, it's saying about StreamYard. Sorry, folks.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why. It should let you in. Some people can get in. It really depends.
About StreamYard. Sorry for Rachel. Can you just answer on the messenger for me then? Could you do that for me, darling? And I'll continue on with the reading. Okay. So you could understand it all, which is good, and you understand this as being granddad. You also understand as well what the connection was with the lady I felt was like a daughter or a daughter-in-law. You could understand that as well. Now I know here that your grandfather he liked to live quite a peaceful, calm life, I felt, but he was also very well known within the community. I feel he was also very highly regarded within the community as well. I also feel he would also be talking about he's also talking here about a youngster around you as well just now, that is keeping you on your toes at the moment, okay? Because he's bringing that in as well, okay? So there must be someone around you who's quite young, and something to do with you. You can take your eye off for a minute here. Your eyes got to be on the ball here all the time, making sure this youngster's okay. All right. Okay, right, okay. I feel this would be a young boy or a young lad he's talking about as well as he's bringing this in. But someone very close to you in the family there, Rachel, that he's bringing in. I feel that your grandfather was a man that he was disciplined, but he was also a man that you could sit and you could speak to, and open your worldly kind of worries too, okay? And I just feel there's something going on within you at the moment and around you where he's trying to say, it's something about believing in the system. It's something about believing in the system, where it will get better, but believing in the system. Can you understand that? Yeah, very disciplined. But can I also say it is saying something about believing in the system. Don't lose the belief in the system. Okay. It keeps bringing that in as well. Okay. I'm in the hospital. Okay. All right. Because I was getting the hospital as well. But I also know that grandfather was in the hospital as well, because he took me back and forward to the hospital as well there. Okay. You're in the hospital believing in the system as well. So there's something about this believing in the system as well that he's bringing in. He's very close around you, but he also gave me the name Paul as well. So I don't know where Paul fits in, and it's not the Paul we've got on here tonight. It's a Paul that would be associated, that he would know or you would know. Or St. Paul's. Okay, but Paul, something about Paul is bringing in, okay. I do believe here that I believe in the prayer here as well. I'm getting the prayer and the faith in the prayer. I'm getting an anniversary or a birthday in March as well coming forward. Yes, because they made so many mistakes, no trust. Okay, that's fine. Okay. But there is something about the belief in that he talks about in the system, and how something about that's all changing, okay, or changed. Okay. It's just to try and make you, no trust. Okay, right. Belief in the system, and something to do with the belief in the system. Something about that has changed, and he's bringing that forward. Okay, compared to before. All right, there's some change took place around this, and I just feel he's coming forward very much to try and give you also a little bit of strength just now, but also he's giving you something about a younger lad or someone around you, keeping that eye on here, keeping a close eye on here. Okay, so I don't know if there's a worry or something going on there as well. My birthday's in March. My spirit work also, and I pray all the time. Okay, that's fine. Thank you, Rachel. But he's also just bringing in also about a younger lad or someone around you, just keeping an eye on a lot there as well. A wee bit of worry or concern or something around this, but also feel a lot of healing taking place as well. And do you always put your dinner on your lap as well? Because you just showed me your dinner on your lap. Okay, it's not on a table. Because he always had his dinner on the table, but he's talking about a dinner on a lap. He's talking about as well your digestion or something to do with your digestion as well here. He's telling you just to watch how you're eating and where you're eating, and start looking after yourself better than you're doing. Okay.
Not sure the young lad. The dog is like my boy.
The dog is like, okay, that's okay. Can you understand there's been a little bit worry or something going on there with him, though? You've had to be keeping your eye on the dog then, or there's been something going on there with the dog? Because he just makes me feel here, as I said earlier on, keeping you on your toes. Okay, there's something about that. Okay, and he brings that in, but he also brings healing. He's also bringing in laughter as well. But he's saying at the moment you're finding the laughter side of things a little bit strange to reach at the moment. Okay, he's just talking about where you're feeling quite exhausted. All right, and there's a lot of healing going to you as well. Yes, you don't have a table. Yes, he's ready for the angels, bless him, needs the healing. Okay, that's fine, because he's saying can't keep your eye off the ball, watching all the time, that's okay. If that's like your boy to you, that's absolutely fine, because he's just saying here that you're watching all the time, and you're worrying all the time as well. But I know that Spirit's bringing in healing as well. And dogs bring so much love, unconditional love, and if that's your boy, sweetheart, that's your boy, and I can understand that. So you're speaking to a doggy lover here as well, so I totally understand that. But your grandfather is bringing in that he's aware, okay, and how much it is around you. And he also talks about the prayers and the healing, and this is something that he would have did as well. It's tough times at the moment navigating. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Okay, I don't want to take up the whole night, so I'm just going to leave you here with your grandfather's love. Also, the lady as well, who I felt was his daughter or daughter-in-law. I got mum as well. So can I just leave you with all the love just now? Okay. Yeah. Okay. I understand. I can see that now. All right. And just know, Rachel, that you're not on your own here, because I know you've been feeling a little bit. Okay. You're not on your own here. All right. Please take their love from Spirit World, and thank you so much for coming forward and recognizing the Keithley part of it as well. So bless you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. That was awesome. And thank you, Rachel, as well, for sticking with it. Okay. Sometimes with StreamYard, you have to give permission for your microphone and your camera. Okay. So Nadia, while you're there, I mean, have we got time for one more contact, people? Can I ask, do you need to go to bed, or would you like one more
Me?
contact? No, I'm asking.
I'm not going to bed.
Oh, no. No. I want to know if you could
What
choose
is
a
going to
winner.
bed?
No. That's a little bit personal.
No, she's like me. She's a night hawk.
Yeah, there's only one person that will reply to me. It's Alice, and probably one person replies to Alice at night. It's me. So
Oh. So what? A couple of people said yes. I'd like another message. I was trying to say, Nadia, is can you pick a winner for whoever shared? Also, let us know if you've shared, guys, as well. Okay, so I'm gonna let you have the reins with the messages, Alice. All right? Can you see the messages? All right? Are
Yes,
you
I
able
can.
to?
I can't see anything.
I can see it. Yeah, I can see it. Got it all there.
Carol says join the nightclub, so you're part of her club. Okay. Okay. Loads of people put shared. Thank you for sharing. Awesome. Actually, Alice, I'm so sorry. It is your turn this week as well.
Yeah, that's fine. That's okay.
I think Jane did 2 last week, she said, and I did. I think I've done 1. I've got 1 more to do. Okay, I've got a gentleman with me, and the whole time he's been with me, I've been very aware he passed into spirit with a heart attack. He's been telling me. Also, I know this would have been really painful for the loved ones here. He's making me aware of also quite a large fall that he had, and he's talking about this fall that he had. Now there's also, he's making me aware there was a lady that also passed into the spirit world of cancer. There was 2. I'm not sure if this is father and daughter again, what you had, Alice, but there's a very much a feel about a father and it might be a daughter-in-law, like exactly what you had. Although it keeps giving me that the heart issue was a problem for some time with him. But he also talks about this fall. Now, I know there's a partner still alive as well that he's trying to connect with. But there is another young lady in the spirit world that she would have passed of cancer in her 40s. And this is what he talks about when he said that the gentleman would have had his heart ripped out when she passed into the spirit world. And he keeps on holding the energy here. He won't let it go, because I was wondering if we could shut this down, but he's not letting it go. Also, the name Robert or Bob as well, he's trying to give me that connects to that. Also, he keeps telling him he was dad as well. He loved his role as dad, and I do believe the woman he's talking about is the daughter. And I've got the daughter as well. There's a lady that comes in alongside him. But this gentleman is so strong-minded, so powerful. He's almost like, I'm not going anywhere until I get this information out. Also, the other thing is, I'm very aware that he had something to do with agriculture as well. There was also, he's talking about that he was on medication, that he didn't like this. Okay, potentially you've got someone coming in. Can you see that, Alice?
Yeah, I can see. Yeah, someone. What's that?
Can you see that on there? Got somebody trying to come in.
Yeah, there is. Simon, yeah,
potentially. But I know Mum's in spirit and would have passed into spirit in her 40s. I also know this feels like her father that I have, a grandfather with me. I also know I keep getting the same thing. Again, this is sounding similar to what you had earlier. This gentleman would also had an issue with one of his feet, sorry, and I'm not sure if he's flat-footed, but he's so heavy, so strong, but also quite a proud, upright man. There's also, what are you trying to give me there? Shared. Thank you, Connie. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Summer, as well. I'm also getting a time of 11 o'clock of passing as well, time of day of passing. But the gentleman keeps on making me aware of the fall that he had. Liz has shared. Awesome. Tracy has shared. Chrissy has shared. I believe I'm looking for grandson or partner as well. That's how I feel with this. That connects in. I know the person is listening as well, because I've been told. There is a name Robert as well. He keeps trying to give me a Bob. as well. Also know there's a gentleman that passed into the spirit world with suicide as well. He's telling me about. Okay, shared. Thank you, Ward. He shared as well. Awesome. And the heart, he won't take. I'm asking him to step back with the heart issue that he had. I know he had the heart issue. It was ongoing. It was for some time. My brother died from suicide. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he makes me aware it's in the family. Do you understand the other information that I'm bringing through, Summer? I feel grandfather's in the spirit world, and there's also a younger woman he's talking about in her 40s, would have passed in her 40s. What sort of fall was it? All I know is it was quite a big fall, Carol. I'm not sure. They didn't take him into the spirit world, but there was a big fall. Summer says yes, she does understand. But the lady in her 40s is here, and I know she would have passed with. Oh, sorry about that. Maybe passed with cancer. There's a cancer condition with her. I also know there's an issue around the throat and going down into the stomach and that area. So if you understand that, Summer, that would be great if you can come in. By the way, Nadia, I can see your aura. I don't know if anyone else can see your aura tonight. There's a lot of greens and blues around your head. I don't know if anyone else is seeing that. I'm very good at seeing colours. My cousin passed from lung cancer in her 40s. Okay. And you understand the grandfather. Also, her partner is still here. Sounds familiar from Jordan's mum. Yeah, someone else has said they can see the blue. Shared. Okay. Summer, can you come into the studio? We'd love you to come in. I know it's just easier for us to hear your voice so we can connect to you. And would you understand the fall with Grandad? There was a fall. I don't know about the man that fell. He's given me a fall. And I feel whether he fell backwards. It was a really unusual, the sensation he's given me with this. So I'm not sure how far, but it was quite a big fall. Shared. Thank you, Tammy. Okay. I know he had, again, this gentleman is also quite fixed set. Is quite a large man and keeps giving me the same thing. And he's so adamant that you're listening, that you're here. The person he's trying to connect with is absolutely listening at this moment in time. There's also something about drinking lots of water as well. He's talking about drinking water. Was it a big fault? Again, I'm not sure. I thought it's more of it doesn't feel particularly big. I can take I understand it could be mother-in-law and my brother is Robert. I can't jump in bed. Okay. He does make me aware the young woman that passed in her 40s was really, really a shock. It was awful. It wasn't particularly nice, and everyone around was upset. This person was expected to live, not to die. 3 stairs fall. Yeah, potentially. Yeah, it kind of felt like I was going backwards, though, Jordan, as well, and it would have been really difficult for him. But he's quite a fixed set man. Oh, and he keeps giving me 11 o'clock. Well, it was around 11 o'clock of the morning as well, not in the evening, in the morning, around 11 p.m. And I know he keeps talking about that.
And so can take it as well. Just she can't come on, but she can take most of what you're saying.
I know a lady who passed from cancer. Her husband is still here. Her son Robert took his own life and would have fallen. He was athletic. Oh gosh. My brother had a heart attack, then fell on the floor, and he found him put down the cardiac arrest. I wasn't sure what happened to him. So, oh my gosh. Okay. Would you understand the May birthday and also the number 17 or 17th he's given me? He's so insistent as well. It's very rare they come in so strong-minded and determined to connect here. And definitely Robert the Bob is definitely a name that connects to him. Thank you, Sandra, for sharing. He was a Taurus and May birthday. Okay, that makes sense.
Chrissy's put something on as well. Paul, can you see that?
Oh yeah, my brother had a heart attack and he fell on the floor. And when he found him, they put it down to a cardiac arrest. We weren't sure what happened to him. I need you to be able to take the other information as well, Chrissy. Not with Mum now. Okay. Okay, yeah, definitely May birthday because I heard it. Also 17 or the 17th is trying to give me that connects. And I know, forgive me for using this as evidence, but he keeps giving me the same thing. It was cardiac arrest. It was really quick when he passed, and it was really quite shocking. Okay. He's also trying to give me, it sounds like the J name as well. He's trying to give me, I'm not sure if it's Jane, but he's trying to give me the J name that connects as well. Yeah, he talks about the trauma around the young woman that died. Okay, I'm just going to see if there's a message. Would you understand him as not taking no for an answer? This is how he comes across. He's not taking no for an answer. He's a very strong-minded man, and he would have been very strong-minded in life here as he is over there. My son's name is James. J. Okay. He's talking about that with the J. Would you understand there being a car issue at the moment? Hi, sorry, I don't know what I was doing before. First time watching, I was trying to work out how to get on. Hi, Simon. No worries. Do you understand this information, Simon? Okay, I'm just gonna, because we're getting on, so I'm just gonna give a message if I can. I don't think it's for me, Paul. Robert died of suicide. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to give this. I've got about 4 people still here who want this. I'll take this. I'm going to just give his message. There's the J name is really specific at the moment. There's something about Carl learning to drive. There's something around that. There's also issues with the car he's given me. It's so frustrating when people can't come in, but it is what it is. Vicky, I just want to say as well, we've been seeing your messages tonight. We send you all the love in the world. We ask you to get some help as well. So obviously other people are here. There's a lot of people on here that can help. I know you know people that can help you as well. So we're probably going to finish on that note because I really wanted to give a message with this gentleman. My sister had cancer of the stomach. Oh, it was going down into the stomach. Yes, that would be right. Okay. Can you come in then, Chrissy? Because I really want to give this message. If not, we're gonna have to say goodbye because we've been going for almost 2 hours. No,
we need a winner as well for the.
We need a winner. Do you want to pick a winner? He had issues with his car before he died. Please, okay, yeah. All right. So, did you want to pick a winner while we're here? Just in case.
Yeah. Do you want me to pick a winner? Is it?
Yes, please.
Tracy.
Tracy, man. Awesome. I think that's your first time of winning, Tracy. So, congratulations.
If you just get in contact with me, Tracy, alicetrevorrow@gmail.com. Okay, and we'll arrange a time to get you booked, and you'll have your reading with myself. Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Awesome. So, guys, it's been absolutely brilliant. Thank you so much for coming in tonight. It's been brilliant. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for having me, and thank you to the audience. I mean, I really enjoyed it, and really did. Thank you so much.
It's been great having you on. Yeah.
And we're back this time next week, Alice, as well.
We are. Yes.
Who's our guest next week?
It's Simone Key.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to that.
Minister Simone Key. Yeah.
Really looking forward to that. It's going to be brilliant.
So it'll be good.
Yeah. Well, we'll be back here 8 o'clock. Whatever Facebook says, it's not true. It's 8 o'clock. Okay. So we'll see you soon, guys.
Thank you, everybody. Take care.
Chrissy's just come in. Look. Hang on. Chrissy, if you stay on, I'll give you the message. All right, we're just about to go, so stay on and I'll give you a message. All right.
Yeah, sorry about this.
Don't worry, don't worry. All right, you take care, everyone. We'll see you all next week. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.